Hey friends, short video. I'm at Moynihan Train Hall. It's a Sunday afternoon. I did some time-lapse videoing. They were boarding two very well-packed trains, one to Washington, one to Boston, simultaneously. The first one was to Washington. The second one on 9 and 10 was to Boston. This train here is the Vermonter. I'm starting in Vermont, but it's going to Washington, so they're picking up these people to take them south. There was a lot of activity it's now almost 6:45, but a lot of the trains that were due to depart for Washington and Boston between 5 and 6 were late. And so that's why there was so much activity here. Right across the way, let me zoom in a little bit, you can see it, the Amtrak Metropolitan Lounge. And probably 3 hours ago, that was pretty crowded. 4 hours ago. Right now, it's pretty much empty. Most of the Amtrak trains are out of the station there are trains at, after 8 o'clock, but usually by 8 o'clock, there's not too many. And all the long distance trains have already left. The trains to Chicago, Florida, New Orleans, where else? The Carolinas. Most of those leave in the morning. There's some that leave in the afternoon. I think the Lakeshore Limited, Chicago leaves in the afternoon. And there's also the train to Toronto, which leaves in the morning. But yeah, so now there's between now and midnight, there's just be a few trains to Washington, Boston, and Springfield. Maybe one more to Harrisburg. And as you can see, the station is starting to get quiet again. So we had like multiple loadings on tracks 9 and 10, 11, 12 first, and then 15, 16, and 13, 14. There's usually only one train for each platform, but there's 2 tracks per platform. So this is probably it for, I know when the next train is scheduled, there's no, can't really see the board from here. But I see these 2 trains listed on the board, and there's one that's still late that should have boarded before these 2 trains, and then there's like on the board there's like 4 trains afterwards. So this is Sunday's a very big travel day, and for the airlines and also for Amtrak. And this is kind of the end of it, or at least the end of the peak period. This is the last of the people boarding the Vermonter, which is actually headed to Washington. It came from Vermont. It makes the stops in Newark, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington. The one on 13 and 14, I can hardly see it. That's also to Washington. They said there was like 3 trains that were like backed up to Washington. I don't know if something happened up towards Boston or New Haven to back the system up. But that's also, that's the Northeast Regional on either 13 or 14, and that is going to Washington too. So pretty much, I think there might be one more train up to Boston. I'm not sure. Let me back out again. So here's the overview. You can see the Moynihan train hall is starting to thin out a bit. Just a couple people in the customer service area. and next to that is the baggage area, ticketing area also. And I don't know what time the Metropolitan Lounge closes. I want to say 9 o'clock, but I can see from here it is very empty. And the ticketed waiting room areas where you have to have a ticket to sit there, which was really busy earlier. I can see there's plenty of seats in there now. So it's 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes to 7. And for anyone that's traveling out of here, if you don't have a pass for the Metropolitan Lounge, or it's like really crowded like here, come up to the second level. And people are up here, some people sitting around. The floors are very clean. It's very well patrolled. And you can have a little space. Also, the food court area, which is behind the Long Island Railroad and the 9th Avenue signs, and it's quite large. There's a lot of good options, and there's a pub in the middle that kind of anchors it, the Irish Exit. That was full, but there's a lot of seating there. But if it's just so crowded and you just want a place to relax and just, have a good view, the announcements are not 100% clear up here, but you can kind of tell what's going on. So it's just a little travel hack. And yeah, earlier I said something. This is the Long Island Railroad ticketing area. The Amtrak ticketing area is further down, and also the baggage area. In the ticketed waiting rooms, you also can wait there with a Long Island Railroad ticket. And they have this little stipulation, like your ticket is supposed to be for the next train out. So you can't just buy a ticket to Jamaica, for $5 and hang out there all day, okay? And, we all know the reason for that. They're trying to keep the waiting areas clean, enjoyable, and you know the story on that. Anyways, friends, from Penn Station, New York City, at the Moynihan train hall, everybody have a nice night, get home safe, and see you in the next video. And thanks so much for watching, really appreciate it, and God bless you.